I've got a fun one for you today, and it starts with a question. Who would you be more likely to help? A person who comes and say, "Hey, you seem like such a helpful and genuine person. I'm sure you know how to help me with this thing." Or if someone came and like, "I'm not sure if you can help me. You don't seem like you would know any answers." Or maybe even like being impolite, asking you to get them something. Which person you would be more likely to help? To me, it's a no-brainer because I would more likely engage and go to some length to help a person that assumes the best of me. And the person that judges me for some reason, I would probably not want to even spend any time or energy on helping them. It's kind of the reciprocity thing, but it's also the thing about assumptions, projections, judgments, this kind of mind play that we on everyday basis practically can encounter some situations that correspond with it. And I actually wanted to talk about this because I had a situation today. There was a scene I noticed, I saw as I was walking up to the village where I live, and I was like toying with all different scenarios how this could play out. So there is this guy, he walks up the stairs. It's like quite isolated staircase outside, and he's all tattooed, like there's tattoos everywhere, and he looks like, stereotypically we can put him in this kind of like macho. I want to project a strong image with all the tattoos and like a lot of muscle mass on him. And there were a bunch of ladies, like 2 or 3 older ladies, who came and asked him the way. It's kind of a touristy spot here. So he was extremely helpful. As I was passing them, I could hear and see him showing the way and giving other ways that they could visit. And he was going like over the top in his clues, in the ways they could go, or explaining them what they could see and how would be the best way to go around doing this. And I thought how sometimes we are mistaken by looking at some person and assuming the worst out of them. And God knows I have been in this place so many times in the past, and sometimes it's a perfectly viable and healthy instinct. We have to protect ourselves, and sometimes we use stereotypes, unfortunately and fortunately, to serve us as a shortcut to help get better decisions based on some old history or past experiences. But we're not always right in those assumptions, as we can tell. So I wanted to ask you also about some situation that you can think of where you were actually judged as someone incapable of doing something. Maybe you have a boss, or maybe it was a teacher, or maybe, I don't know, whoever. And they came and were kind of a bit looking at you as someone who is definitely not capable of fulfilling the task at hand. And maybe you had to prove yourself over and over. And, something that would be probably by default amongst your capabilities, you had to go to all the length to prove yourself and show that person that you are worthy of giving that or getting that task to get it done. And on the flip side, had there been any situations, and guys, I have been in this situation and that feels so good. When you have a person in your life, even if that's one person, even that happens so rarely, when a person sees you as so powerful, as so capable, as so good, that you can do anything and everything. And that is that kind of feeling where we all of a sudden step up to meet this ambitious view of this person about us. And most of the time it's actually a very correct view, because we often downplay what we can do. We often think that we can do way less because there is a lot of, self-criticism and all the self-judgment stuff. But if there is a person that say, hey, I'm sure you can do it. Hey, why don't you just try? I'm sure you're perfectly, up for this. I'm sure you can totally ace it. I'm sure you can crush this. And then all of a sudden it gives you a boost of energy, and maybe you think, oh yeah, I can actually do it. Maybe at least I can try. So if you ever had a person in your life, or some people, guys, hold on to them because these people are golden, because they see you in your power. These people reward you with trust and reward you with gratitude. Sometimes they reward you with seeing you as a powerful person up front, in advance, even before you can prove anything to them. They can see you for who you are, which is perfectly worthy and capable person of doing anything that you want to put your mind into. And that was the biggest reason, and like some of the insights that were going on in my mind, that I wanted to share with you today. Because, in essence, what I want for everyone is to serve that role to yourself. Serve the role of a person who always sees your light. They can always see you shine no matter what. I want for you to be that person eventually for yourself, that you can see through all the, obstacles and all the lack of skills, or maybe self-doubt, or not trusting your abilities. That's why I record video like this, and some of the ones that I will record in the future. But hopefully this has been useful for you to entertain in terms of idea, and seeing how good assumptions upgrade your skills immediately, upgrade your self-belief immediately, and wrong assumptions, whether they're down outside and the ones in your head, then they literally cut your wings, as they say. You are literally limiting your own skills immediately. And when I talk about this story where someone does it for you, it's way easier to illustrate where someone else can praise you up front in advance, into the future, versus when someone judges you. Because we do the same exact thing in our minds constantly, and most of the time it's actually the judgmental voice. It's actually the one that tells you, nope, you cannot do it. Nope, this is not possible for you. Oh, I don't think you can do it. Other people find it easy, but you better not even try. And this is one of the reasons why I'm recording this video, actually, because I have been planning to start recording videos in a different format and resume my practice of recording video, and I want to make it a habit from now on. That's why I decided to assume the best out of me, that I can do it. And I thought to myself, wow, okay, I can do it. And how I will do it, I can actually give you a clue, as I will try to do it. Well, I want to say I will do it for 66 days in a row. 66 days is kind of the magical number that is required for someone to make a habit. And it's only as hard to make a habit for the 66 days, and later it's easier. And I will talk a little bit more about this and how you can make it a muscle memory. But just wanted to give you a little bit of context, you know, how these things are important in your life, in your goals, in your projects, in your ambitions. Because when you assume the best out of yourself, then you sure can do it better than if you think that you cannot do it. So work yourself up, not down. And see you in the next video.